It was during my routine mammogram. After the mammogram, they called me for that they wanted to check a little bit more because they had seen something that looked a little bit unusual. And then I had an ultrasound, and from the ultrasound, they decided to do a biopsy. And then from the biopsy is when they told me that I had breast cancer. The thing is that when you're first told about breast cancer, you really don't know what stage you're in until after the surgery. After the surgery, and they did when the pathology came back, it was stage 3 breast cancer. The treatment process, the first thing right after I was diagnosed, I had a mastectomy, and that was December 2017. Then in January 2018, I began with chemo, and I had like 20 sessions of chemo. That lasted until April or May. And then I had, starting in July, I started radiation. And I had 20 weeks of radiation. Then I ended radiation on August the 15th. After that, I had to wait 6 months before I could have the reconstruction of my right breast. And that was done on June the 15th of 2019. The obstacles were, the fatigue with the chemo, and then with the radiation, I had a really, really bad burn, and that was very painful. But it's not easy, but with the help of my family and my faith community and my faith in God, everything was pretty easy. Not easy, but I was able to cope with it.
First, I was obviously scared because when you find out someone in your family's sick, it's obviously a scary feeling. Well, during her treatments, I tried to stay strong for her. I would take her to her chemo, and I would go a lot to her doctor's appointments if I could. During her recovery, since she couldn't really pick up things, I would help her. Sometimes I would stay with her. If it does come out genetic, I would yearly get a mammogram. I don't know if it is genetic, if they let me do a mammogram earlier, but if they do, I will get that. Well, not to prevent it, but to keep track of it, I will always check myself regularly and go to the doctor if I feel something different.
I only have a cousin, only one cousin that had breast cancer, but nothing in my mom, my aunts, nobody had breast cancer. The recovery process, well, the thing is, it was every stage, with the chemo. Every time I did the chemo, I felt good for one day, and then I felt bad for 6 days, but then it was time for my next chemo. So I was just trying to, rest as much as I could and try to eat as healthy as I could. With the radiation doesn't hurt you, but like I said, later on, towards the end of the radiation, I had really bad burns. With the surgeries have been major, especially the last one was a 10-hour surgery, and I was in intensive care for 4 hours, and I was in a lot of pain. They give you the medication that you need for that, and so little by little, just coping with it. Do not skip a mammogram. Do not skip a checkup, because it could mean the difference between you living and not living. Unfortunately, I did skip a mammogram. Don't know if that would have helped me or not, but it could have. Maybe I wouldn't have been stage 3. So do not skip a physical, your annual checkup with your gynecologist, or your mammogram. Stay healthy.